You can use granulated, soft brown.
One moment. How about sound? Is sound okay?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, please?
Hello.
Can golden syrup be replaced with honey?
Yeah, honey is absolutely fine. Lovely. Absolutely 2 big tablespoons, 50 grams. And then nice jumbo oats. These are a little bit fine today, actually, these oats. They're okay. They're more like an oatmeal, but that's very nice. If you've got the big fat jumbo oats, that's kind of even better. So what we do, and I hope a lot of you are baking along with us today. It's really simple. First thing I'll actually do is turn the oven on, because this will be ready in no time. So I'll put my oven on at 190, 180, 190. Let's pop that on.
Is that a replacement, Matthew?
Well, no, because instant ones have usually got a bit of milk added to the milk powder. I mean, you probably use it, probably be alright, actually.
Can we use barley flakes?
Barley flakes, yes, you could. That'd be alright, that would work, yeah. That'd be nice. Syrup. Very simple. You get golden syrup first, and what I do, to a little baker's tip, what I do to weigh my golden syrup is weigh it directly into the saucepan, yeah?
So how many spoons of golden syrup?
2 large tablespoons.
2 large tablespoons, okay.
And weigh it direct into your pan. Don't put it into another container and then scrape it into your pan, because you're just creating more washing up, you know? It's those little ways of thinking that will just help you in the long run. Next, you put into there the caster sugar, and you put into there the butter. Mine's pretty
unsalted?
Soft. Yeah, unsalted.
Can we
butter.
use rye flakes?
Rye flake, I've never tried it actually. So a rye flake, it might make it a bit gluey. By all means, give it a go. I'm sure it'll be alright. You know. There we go. So my 3 ingredients are in there.
And?
Put that on the heat. Boil it up, get it nice and hot. All we need to do is melt everything and make sure that it boils really well. While that's happening, I'm just going to pour myself a little.
So Matthew, when are you going to get a tea deal with tea merchants? Are you going to get one?
Waiting.
We are waiting for tea merchants.
Tea merchants to approach me. I really do love tea. Such a lovely thing, isn't it? You know, baking something nice and having a cup of tea.
Tea merchants, if you hear us.
Calling all tea merchants. Calling all tea merchants. Help.
Okay.
I'm just going to melt all that together. It's real quick and easy, this one.
Alex, the little baker, is online. Alex, are you doing your washing up?
Yeah, get washing up.
Because I know your mum will complain later to me.
Get washing up, son. That's the most important part of the job. Do lots of washing up. Clean the fridge. And enjoy the process, you know. Enjoy the fact that it's a real hard work. You know, perfection in it.
People are asking, why don't you make your own tea? Like black tea with Earl Grey. You should start making your own.
I usually mix it, actually.
So
what
yeah.
I mix, I like English breakfast tea mixed with Earl Grey.
So you should come up with your own brand, Brother Head Tea.
It's such a classic thing, really, isn't it? You know, pretty advanced subject, tea making.
Alex's mum, he's saying he's now doing the washing up. Mum is all happy.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do, you know. Enjoy having a really clean, tidy kitchen, you know, because I've always thought, really, that, you know, they say that creative chefs are messy. Don't believe that for a minute, you know. Trust me, they're not. When you go to work, if you look at the way the best chefs work, when you go to France or we travel, when it's not locked down, and you go to those really amazing establishments where the top chefs work, they are always immaculate, always. They're not a mess at all. They're very scientific about what they do. Okay, that's all melted together, and you just pour it in there, just pour everything together. Now, again, it's that concept of getting a base recipe right. Once you've got your base recipe right and you understand the ratios of this, even something so simple as a flapjack, it does have rules. So that's the real sort of lesson in this. It's not only about a recipe, it's about learning the rules of baking. So if you observe this recipe, there we go, that's all mixed together, nice and loose, that's all you need to do. Just making sure there's no dry bits. There we go. So just mixed together like that. First stage to do, okay? So it's just an interesting thing, always as an observation, is when you look at a recipe and how it's sort of built, the structure of it, just sort of be mindful of, it's approximately a quarter of that recipe is sugar. So that's quite normal. In reality, that's quite high. It's quite a lot of sugar, but it's quite normal. So a cake, a pound cake, a Christmas pudding, it will have approximately a quarter of it is sugar. So it's just always worth bearing that in mind. And that will give you sort of quite a serious sweetness, quite a lot of sweetness on the palate when you eat it. But it's an interesting, when you look at a lot of different recipes, you'll start to see similarities in them in certain things. It's like, for example, in bread making, you will always notice there's about 2% salt per kilo of flour. So 1 kilo of flour will have 20 grams of yeast. And it's really interesting if you're a home baker who wants to improve their understanding and skills of the industry. That's a really interesting thing to observe, because the more you understand that, the better your kind of grasp of baking will be. It will just make sense, the whole thing. So, base mix is made of our humble flapjack. Now, a basic flapjack like that is still going to be delicious. It's going to be absolutely lovely to eat. Nice and syrupy. Got the oats in there. Got loads of goodness. But what I like to do next is kind of make it a deluxe version.
Deluxe. I
And
like
my
deluxe.
favourite combination is some hazelnuts and then some dried fruits. And what happens with that? You've got the sort of the sharpness of the dried fruit when you're eating. You've got the bite of the nut in there. So you bite the nut, you've got that lovely nutty sort of hazelnut thing. Then you've got a little bit of sweetness from the fruit. And then my favourite is really also to put a bit of chocolate in there. So you've got the bitterness of the chocolate. So when you eat your bit of flapjack, you've got all these little flavours going on. It's a really lovely thing to eat. Delicious,
The lady who was celebrating her 50th birthday, Cookwich, she says that flapjacks in USA, it's basically pancakes, and I have no idea why.
Isn't that funny?
Why? It's nothing to do with pancakes. Interesting, isn't it? I hope you had a nice birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Cookwich.
Can we use maple syrup instead?
Yeah, maple syrup would be lovely. So I'm just going to pull out some ingredients from our store coming around the back. I've got dried cranberries, they're absolutely delicious. Lovely dried cranberry,
Ooh.
they're lovely in there.
It's very good for your kidneys, cranberries. This is what I know from Eastern European. If you have issues with kidneys, or I think kidneys, you have to eat lots of cranberries.
Cranberry juice, probably.
No, even berries are okay.
Chocolate there. Everything here we have in bulk, we're an industrial bakery.
Nicely stocked up.
So into there, I recommend putting about 60 grams of each of those.
Yes, and bladder, correct. So if you have issues with bladder, have lots of cranberries.
Okay, and loads of flapjack.
Lots of flapjack.
I think my relationship with food is one of a a chef, so I always approach
This
it
is
from
nice
a
bag of chocolate.
yeah. Look at it, lovely. Isn't it?
Ooh,
Yeah,
oy,
loads of them there.
oy, oy.
Pistol. So this is a very good quality product. Calabo, 70%. This is the same chocolate we use to make our chocolate brownies with. Our chocolate vodka over these. You know, it's a good quality chocolate. There's no point in buying cheap chocolate. You want proper stuff. So let's go 60 grams of those. 0. 60 grams of hazelnut. Well, that's more like 80, that's fine. I've been a bit generous, that's fine. And then let's go yeah, 60 odd rate of dried cranberries. And you know what? I'll put some currants in there as well today. Lovely. Nice handful of currants. And you can put what you want in there, really. Sunflower seeds are lovely, pumpkin seeds, delicious.
Can we add ginger?
Yeah, a little bit ginger, spices are very nice. You know, it's all going to be good in there. But it almost makes it a bit like a granola bar when you do this to it, you know. But
So it's not a pancake.
no, it's really is. It becomes this is a meal, like a little feast in itself. Get it all in there, you know. So you've got a load of bits and pieces in there. Just toss them all around. Yeah, just full of lovely flavours. Now, if it's a little bit warm, you'll notice those chocolate drops just do start to melt a little bit. So just don't overmix it, otherwise it will go brown. And the
Orange
chocolate-
peels? Can we use
Yeah, orange peels.
For basically
lovely.
anything.
Zest, orange zest in there, lemon zest. Yeah, just mash it all up. Make sure it's nicely evenly spread. Okay. And then a piece of grease-free paper.
Smells delicious. Yum, yum, yum. When Marty doesn't see, I misbehave.
Piece of grease-free paper, just cut to the size of the tin.
Yeah, I know, I'm very naughty.
Cut to the size of the tin. And then pack them down. Just make sure it's all nicely covered, like that. There we go. And now just don't completely make it, you know, you don't need to make it completely flat. There we are.
Can we measure the tin? People are asking for the
always a useful
measurements.
thing to do on that, yeah. So this tin is 22 by 26.
22 by 26.
Yeah, centimetres obviously, yeah. Now what I did earlier on my one, and I always do a little test run of this, to get those little details right, you know, because it is a thing. So I found this much better if you actually bake it halfway through with a lid on top. Because otherwise what can happen is the little bits of fruit that are sort of poking their little head up there can get scorched, can get burnt, and they're not so nice to eat. So what I did on my previous one is put basically just sat a tray on top of it. So put it into the oven, like that, and then stick a tray just on top like that.
It's a good tip.
And it really does make a better flapjack. So what I did is put first that on for 10 minutes with the tray on top. 10. Put 10 minutes with the tray on top, took it off and gave it like 6 minutes with the tray off to just make the top golden. and it makes it, honestly, it really did make a big difference.
So what's the baking time, please?
10 minutes with a little tray on top. Take the tray off, 6 minutes.
Okay.
Here is one I prepared.
So this is our pancake, yes? British style.
Yeah. Now, here is lovely. A little bit crunchy on top. A little bit buttery inside, and you know.
So, and we need to wait for it to cool down, yeah?
Yeah, get it. I made this one this morning. So you trim off the little end bit there for tea time. Then just cut it into nice little fingers. Absolutely delicious. Nice and accurate when you work. Oops. Well, it's all buttery. And you stack them up like that.
Let me grab one. I want to see the. So this is our pancake.
Yeah. Look, it's just jammed full of stuff. Just jammed full of nuts and fruit. There we go. Look at that.
Look at this.
That's
Beautiful.
how you want it.
Wow.
So basically, every single bite has got something going on. You know, when you're eating it, you've got loads happening on the palate. That's what we do. Isn't that delicious?
So 190, 200 temperature.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
10 minutes with the lid on top and the tray on top. Take the tray off and give it another 6 minutes.
Look at
As
this.
simple as that.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's packed with flavour. Absolutely packed
And
with
so
it.
nice and easy to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of thing, why would you ever buy that? You know, you wouldn't want to buy flapjack, would you? Just make it, you know, and it keeps so well. You know, you can keep that in a little airtight tin for like 2 weeks easily. Keeps amazingly well. I actually like it when it gets a little bit older because it sort of becomes softer. If you keep it in an airtight little container, it goes nice and soft. If you do want it a bit more syrupy, you know the way sometimes flapjack is quite soft, so just increase your syrup component to like 75 grams, a little bit more syrup in there, and you can have that almost treacly, that treacle tart consistency. It'd be very nice like that. But yeah, there we go, everybody. There you have a real killer flapjack.
Very Instagrammable indeed.
That's the stuff. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, easy, isn't it? Nice and simple one, really.
Look at my my pancake. I love that Americans call this pancake.
Pancake.
Why? It doesn't make
I
it.
thought flapjack was an American word.
It's the same as pancake. I like the idea of it. Can I have flapjack pancake, please? Next time I go to California, I will order a portion. Flapjack pancakes, please.
Yeah, but I think it's amazing how diverse baking can be as well. You know, in here we do many different things. So we are a multi-faced bakery. You know, we make everything from sourdough bread to cookies and scones and flapjacks, and you know, just nice stuff, really. For me, it's all about that nice nostalgic connection with food. Lovely.
Okay, so do you have any announcements to make?
Yep, so our e-book number 3 is up on the website, and that is basically a reflection of the tutorials, the live IG Lives that we'll be doing during June. It is full of some absolute treasures. I have given you my, some really good ones here. I've given you my pavlova that I used to make when I was pastry chef at Quaglino's.
Yeah.
I've got the old cookbook. So this is the old cookbook.
Oh my goodness, how old is this book?
96. So this was back in the day when Terence Conrad, Martin Webb, there's Martin, John Terode was in the kitchen. It was an amazing place to work. Terence Conrad, obviously the designer, the owner, a total legendary man on the food scene, creative scene of the UK. amazing time.
Can you explain to ignorant me what is Eton mess?
Eton mess.
I understand the mess word.
Eton mess donut. So it's spelled E-T-O-N.
Yeah.
Eton mess.